Alright, so week 11, experiment 1, we're using anthropometry to estimate the height. So the first thing we had to do is get our height. And I already know my height because I got it done this past Saturday, so it was 72 inches. So our next step would be to do get a masking tape, secure it on the floor, remove our shoe, and place our foot on the tape to measure how long our feet is in inches. So let's do that. Okay, so put the measuring tape down, and from my heel to my big toe, it is approximately 10 inches. So that's that. Okay, so once we have our height and our length of our foot, we need to calculate the percent of your foot to height ratio by dividing the length of your foot by your height. So mine would be 10 over 73, which would equal 13.6 something, and then multiply that answer by 100%. That would be 13.6986, and record that percentage ratio in table 2. So that would be 13.7. Okay, so part 2, we have to get the ulna length and height. So the ulna length is the bone that extends from the elbow to the wrist. Use a tape measure to measure between the elbow point and the midpoint of the prominent bone of the wrist. To do this, hold the tape measure in your left hand near 15-inch mark. So my left hand near the 15-inch mark. To do this, hold the tape measure. With the tape measure in your right hand, hold your hand over your heart and use the left hand to extend the 0-inch end of the tape and measure the point of your right elbow. So let's say to this point right here and my wrist. So let's say 18 to 29.5. Alright. So let's say 29.5 minus 18. So it is 11.5 inches. Okay. So the length is 11.5 inches. So use the ulna measurement to estimate the height using the formula. A male, so 3.7 times 11.5 plus 29.1, 71.65. So the calculated height in inches is 71.65. Height according to table 4 in procedure. So if it would be 11.5, so let's just do 11.6 for males under 65, which would be 72.8. 72.8. Alright. So that's that. Part 3 is the femur length and height. Use a tape measure to measure your femur in inches just below your hip bone, to the top of your kneecap. So that is roughly 21.5 inches. Use the femur measurements to estimate the height with the following formula. So that would be 1.88 times 21.5 plus 32 inches. So it would be 72.42. And that's how you calculate your femur length and height, your ulna length and height, and your foot and length ratio.